Alright, so I'm currently dressed like Larry the Cable Guy. And we're in the car. I don't even remember the name of the lake that we're going to go try to find. I don't know, there's a lake in Kentucky. It's in the other phone. But one thing I can say is that we're going to get her done. This is not what you signed up for when you subscribe to my channel, right? Stopped here at this rickety little 421 market once upon a time. That place sells food. I wouldn't recommend consuming anything from there. It smells like rat shit and old black mold. Beautiful drive. So we are now in eastern Kentucky, and it's almost like it knows that it's eastern Kentucky. When you look at the volume of garbage and the squalor, but that's kind of pretty over there. But some of the shit that we drove roughed up. Above ground pool, living the high life, the champagne of beers. Ain't no radio out here. You got that? Holy shit! I bet that's the reservoir for the lake. Just got passed by some asshole driving a Dodge truck. Fucking Dodge truck drivers, I tell you. Martinsburg Dam and Lake. Okay. That part's not open. So this is like an hour from the house. Wow! It picked up a radio station. You'd never know this was an hour from now. I literally Googled lakes near my zip code. There's a lake. Just like that, we're at the lake. Might maybe try to drive down there and see if there's somewhere to park closer to the water. Okay. I don't know. You'd think this is like a holiday week, so like the 7th or 8th of July. There might be some people here, and it appears there's like 4 of them. Look at that. Just like that, we are here. It's beautiful. Got an outdoor area with a big wood-fired oven up there, some barbecues. I don't know if they have any camping here. I tell you, if there was camping here, I'd probably come out here and camp, to be honest with you. But it seems like they might be pretty strict about one thing around these parts. Can't park when you've been smoking weed. So if you've been smoking weed, keep driving. No parking on grass. Good old southeastern Kentucky. Sure is pretty around these parts. It is hotter than the fucking blazes of hell out here, though. Tell you that much. Boy, they don't mess around in Kentucky. They know you're gonna come out here and get your fucking grill on. Single over there, but I've never seen a public park grill like that. This place is fucking amazing, man. There isn't even any admittance charge. Like, you just drive in, there's the car. Stage with fireplace. Oh, echoes. Oh, look at the mud bees. So, yeah, it could be an issue. Look at those beams, are beautiful, man. Got some porta shitters. This place could be cool as fucking hell. You could have a wedding right here. Tell me this wouldn't be like the most picturesque place. You know, if you only knew about 40 people to invite to your wedding, you showed up and put some tablecloths and what have you down. This could be you get married right there, or on the grass, right there in front of the lake. Makes me think of Lake of the Ozarks, though. Like, how deep was this canyon before they filled it? Got another little picnic spot underneath that tree over there. Water fountain that's not closed. I could only imagine the kind of event that you could have here in, yeah, the Three Grill Barbecue. Check out this tunnel we found. Look at that shit. That's a metal culvert. Oh, that's hilarious. They even give you a turnaround point, sort of. Other than I think we might rip the mufflers off the car if we drove off the side of that. Give it a back right. Okay. Let's see what we find down this road and go back through the tunnel the other direction.
Yeah.
Can't even.
Executive decision.
You're gonna try to. No, look, there's a driveway up there.
Okay.
Don't turn around up there. You're trying to turn around right here. Notice it's dark. The sky is nasty. It's getting ready to open up and dump on us. Currently. Yeah. You can either back up it or nose up. Driveway this is, I promise. We're not coming to your house. There's the thunder. It is nasty. We're on. I promise. That's currently locked, but I got the keys down there. Ow.
I think we're gonna head home.
Driving around in eastern Kentucky having a great time. Ain't no fried chicken out here, but I tell you, if there was, I'd probably eat some right about now. Oh, let's head it on back through the tunnel. That shit is ridiculous. There's a train track up there. Alright, 2 minutes and 9 seconds of your life that you'll never get back. And then it was like it knew we crossed back into Virginia. It's a fun time to be on the road. You can see a fucking thing. Glad I'm not driving. Well, I'd actually rather be driving, but I partook in an adult beverage at the lake, so I can't drive. Fucking Dodge Ram driver, asshole, I tell you. Alright, so I spoke about this in the last video that was a couple days ago, even though I'm filming this on the same day. I'm going to make a pizza. We got 4 of these pizza crusts. They were $1.79, but then they had a $1 off coupon, and when you scan them with a sticker like this, it doesn't register to the computer that it is what you're trying to use the coupon for. And technically, by Kroger policy, you're not allowed to use that coupon with that coupon. But if you scan this one, and then you put it in the bag with some things covering that, the person who's running self-checkout, this is the only benefit to running self-checkout, they just see from about there up that you have a stone-fired pizza. And so they manually queue in your $1 off coupon. So we got 4 of this brand. You can see the price, and that's the sale price. We got 4 of those for 79 cents. We got some tomato, got some red bell pepper, got some pepperoni I got from the Amish for $1.36 because, yeah, Amish are great. About the end of some Colby Jack, about the end of some Italian, but some new Colby Jack. Got my pizza sauce with mushrooms that was like 38 cents a can. And there's only half a can in there, so, you know, 15 and 4, 17 if you split it in half, like 17 cents worth of sauce. I'm going to make a pizza. I'll catch up with you when it's actually a pizza. Rawr! See if anybody gets that reference. Alright, so first of all, you're going to have to forgive the shaky arms. Been running the weed eater for about 20 minutes, and I get what I call weed eater arms if I don't take breaks. Anyway, I figured I'd bring you up here. Here's my corn that's not doing very well. Then I need to go back and weed. I'd literally, though, just come through here like 10 days ago. This weed eater blasted these weeds down to nothing. I'm trying to not use chemicals in this garden, but I'm at the point where I'm about ready to start spraying the weeds, to be honest with you, because they come back and overtake the plants. It could be a matter of 2 days. And I got to go down and hand weed around the zucchinis because there's vines growing on them. Anyway, I'm going to take this little patch right here between the corn and these giant sunflowers that still have no flowers on them. That one down there in the middle is like 8 feet tall. Anyway, I'm going to blast this area down with the weed eater here, and I've got some cucumber seeds, some different cucumber seeds that I'm going to try to plant that say days to maturity 60, and that's the same with the squash. So this part of the yard gets the most sun right here, so I'm going to blast through there and put some cucumbers and some more squash out, and hope to get something off of them, because the cucumbers that are over here, I didn't weed eat that center section right there just because the cucumbers were in it. They're all dead. Something ate them. I don't know. Just in the last week or 10 days. Anyway, just thought I'd come up here and show you all that from up here. Alright, so it ain't pretty. And there's still roots in there I can't get out that I'm going to have to dig out. But once the season is over here, I have a tiller that I need to fix. It's not mine, belongs to a coworker of my wife. Anyway, I need to till this, but the season kind of got away from me, and I never got to plant anything right here, which is why this part is just weeds minus the sunflowers. So I got 2 rows of cucumbers and 2 rows of zucchinis planted in this spot. Now this is an experiment. that I don't know if it's going to work or not. We have enough days left before the final frost. I mean, we've got probably 90 days until frost. But you see on this cucumber here, days to maturity 60 and days to maturity 50. Now, I don't know if there's going to be enough nutrients in the sun. That's why I say this is an experiment to see whether or not I can do a July planting of seed. Because although these zucchinis that I've got, the zucchinis and the squash over here that I've got are still producing, by the end of this month they're going to be done flowering and in the compost pile. It's, you know, they come in quick. So I'm hoping especially on the cucumbers, because I'm not getting any out of the other ones. I mean, we can hope that as the earth moves away with, you know, June 21st having been the solstice, we are now moving away from the sun until December 21st, which is the winter solstice. Anyway, it was an experiment. We'll see. Theoretically, I got enough time. Let's just hope there's enough nutrients in the sun. If not, there's seeds that weren't going to get to use anyway. That I'm not going back to these people for seeds next year. But like this one here, I planted again, but I put 3 seeds. No, not that one. This golden zebra. I put 3 seeds of each in the hole because out of the 20 I put in the ground last time, I got 4. So, but I won't be buying seeds from these people. I'm going to probably end up sticking to whatever they sell at the local hardware store. So now I got to go down and do some more weed eating. Yay! All right, now that I've had a season to watch how the sun shifts over here, these are all right, even though they're in the shade at 10 o'clock in the morning, because in an hour the sun's going to be directly over the top of them. So they're still getting plenty of light, but come winter time, this whole section over here, because that's due south, and then once all these trees defoliate, this will be the part of the garden that gets the, well, over here too, but it'll be more the bottom half of this garden, because the sun's never going to fully rise over the top of these trees over here. That we'll get to a point where the top half of this won't get any sunlight. And I mean, it'll get sunlight, but it's not going to get direct light for any extended period of time because of how far south on the horizon that the sun shifts. And this has changed here literally just in the last 3 weeks. That this was full sun from about 9 o'clock in the morning on, but it's, yeah, the sun's shifted a little bit. I think I actually see a yellow zucchini that I need to cut and bring in the house before it goes bad. Let me get all these weeds. I just weed eated. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that one before it gets too much bigger. Take it in the house. Because I see 3, 4, 5 more of them getting ready to pop out on it. Yay. All right, now let me show you something else that I did as an experiment, just like last year when I experimented with cutting up that potato midsummer and putting it in there. I did that and it worked. No dirt, just on top of it. This tomato here in this box on the left is exactly the same tomato as this one here on the right. Now, I saw somebody do something on the internet that I thought was like, well, I'll try. Before I put that little seedling in the ground, I cracked an entire egg and broke the eggshell up and put it in there. That plant is going absolutely bonkers. Now, this one, exact same thing. Started from seed at exactly the same time. I need to pull the weeds out of there. But, you know, there's weeds in there too. But I just, who'd have ever thought? I finally even had little baby tomatoes. Now, let me take you over here to these weeds. These are marigolds that have yet to bloom. At some point, I didn't plant these. Those are volunteers that, wow. I can't tell if that's new growth or if it's being eaten. I haven't looked at these in a while. It's not aphids or sooty mold or anything like that on it that I can see. Maybe it's just brand new growth. Anyway, those had to have popped up from tomatoes that fell in there, and those seeds were out here in the winter, all winter, and those actually popped up on their own. I can't remember if that's going to be a, I can't even tell by looking at it, they're kind of lanky, but if that's going to end up being a purple grape tomato, or if that's going to end up being a beefsteak. I don't know. Come over here. These are weeds. There's some lettuce in it amongst the weeds. I got to pull out everything in this box and start over. The giant Italian parsley went to flower. The cilantro that's next to it went to flower. I haven't weeded that box just because there's nothing usable in there. And I'm waiting about another 2 weeks before I start actually planting lettuce. Somehow these are still alive. These were some starts that a coworker of my wife's sent us a 6-pack, and I thought they died, but 3 of them stayed alive. That's why I planted a tomato there in the middle of this box. It's literally the same seedling as that one. So yeah, crack an egg in the hole for sure. And the same thing goes for this box of weeds. I'm actually going to just run the weed eater in it. I kind of let it go because I dropped a bunch of bell pepper seeds in there once upon a time. Same place, Haas tool. I generally, well, I just assumed this would be a good, excuse me, a good place to start them, and then be able to pull them out, put them in larger pots, and be able to overwinter them. And so I let it grow, hoping. Jesus, hold on. Sorry, I had a scratch in my throat. Needed to cough. I just kind of hope if I let it go, that eventually they would pop up and I could pull the weeds out. But then I lost hope because none of them, literally not a single one. And I spaced them out probably 20 to a side here, thinking I was going to be able to pot those, bring them out on warm summer days, bring them inside when it's cold, or excuse me, winter days, for some sunlight, and overwinter them. And I expected to have those popped up by now so that I could be doing that, so that in about 2 weeks I could work on putting the microgreens and spinach back in here to grow over the winter, because the windows that I've got over there that set on top of this, it's a little greenhouse, and literally there could be 8 inches of snow on the ground and we still got fresh salad in the box. But so that didn't work. I would not recommend Haas tool seeds. So found a couple of things while I was at the dump the other day. I thought this was kind of cool. This is somebody's little homemade travel toolbox that clean up and put some garden tools in it, because, you know, if it gets funky, whatever, leave it outside. And then we got this thing, but let me turn it around and show you what's on the other side of it. So that was sitting right next to a dumpster. I picked it up and brought it home because that'll be cute here in about 6 weeks when it's fall. Alright, so it is 5 o'clock on a Wednesday. You might ask me why I have a couple of pew-pews sitting on my pallet table here on my porch. Let me turn you around and refresh memories and maybe tell somebody what happened last year. Alright, so you gotta excuse my it's been a long day. I've sweat through this shirt like 3 times. I need a shower. But see this behind me? And you see that cement box right there? That cement box right there is where my spring water gathers. Those of you that have been around since last year, you remember this power line break. And they sent a crew of amigos out here last year that pretended to not speak English, and they sprayed arsenic on the side of that hill directly above where my water gathers. I've got signs up that say don't spray, but the spray crew truck has driven up and down this road. Well, that is not them. That's my neighbor's mom. The young kid lives around the corner. He's got a 111-acre farm here, but he lives in a farmhouse over there, and there's a chunk of land in between that he tried to buy, and the Amish fucked him on that. Anyway, long story. Good kid. His mom just drove by. Anyway, they're in the area spraying. I've got signs that are posted in English and written on in Spanish up there, stating that this is a no spray zone. That because literally that hillside, okay, my box is here. The spring itself is right over there, okay, just past where they spray these chemicals, and they sprayed arsenic last year. They don't ask, they just trespass. So I don't plan on causing anybody harm, but I tell you what, I will fire a warning shot off in the air and escort them off of my property if they're out here trying to spray chemicals again. Because we, with the water there, after they sprayed, we got sick for like a week because it leached into the spring and into our water box, and not a good thing. So we've, I actually needed to go to town to get cat food today because, for fuck's sake, I've got 11 goddamn cats. And I realize 6 of them are still on the tit, but that one's eating a bunch. Mama Kitty's eating as much as all the rest of the cats combined. But yeah, I'm all right with select chemicals being sprayed in certain areas because I've been a landscaper for the last 10 years, and I understand science and how chemicals work. And glyphosate's not going to give you cancer. I don't care who you are. You're going to get cancer from something. Glyphosate is the least of your worries. Now, I wouldn't recommend it being sprayed on your foods, which it's in a lot of our foods. People have been talking shit about goldfish crackers for the last however long because of the amount of glyphosate that's in it. You're not going to die. We've been eating that shit for years. And it took Karens to, be bitchy about it and complain and whatever. Anyway, so I'm expecting any time now. And again, I got no problem with Mexican people. Some of the best people I ever met in my life, some of the best friends I've ever had, some of the best co-workers I've ever had have been Mexican folk. But I say this because they pretend to not speak English, when you know goddamn well they're living this far out into this area in Virginia where there's literally like, I've seen like 3 Mexicans in 18 months since I've been here, and there's like 6 black people to which we are friends with 3 of them. That's where we're actually going to pick berries. But I say we're waiting on a couple of Mexicans to come down this hill because they'll play the no speaky de English, no habla inglés card, to which they don't know. I'm not quite fluent in Spanish, but I'm close enough. And they're not going to spray arsenic above my water box this year. I wonder why I'm sweating. I'm canning zucchini relish at the moment. Didn't film any of it because I already had enough content this week to probably almost do 2 videos. They never did show up to spray, which is good. Warm. Ended up with like 13 jars of zucchini relish, and I gave away 14. I've eaten probably 30. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this week. This is 8:30 the night before. I'm going to start digging through stuff and putting a video together for tomorrow morning, in between cycles of jars. We're going to go blackberry picking in the morning, which I have a gallon of blueberries in the freezer already that came from my mother's house that I need to make into jelly. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to do blackberries, blueberries, and I still have cayenne peppers in the freezer from the end of last season. Put that together, make a spicy jelly out of that, either tomorrow night or Saturday night. I think we might be going to the flea market on Saturday morning. I don't know. At any rate, it's a travel day. So if we're not going to the flea market on Saturday, we're at least going to Kentucky because there's things to pick up down there. So anyway, if you're seeing this, Jacob, come by in a couple of days and get some jelly. I know you like some. Bring my jars back while you're at it. Anyway, yeah, we can do the exchange program out here. You bring the jelly jars I gave you back, and I'll give you some more jelly. Anyway, that's it for now, fuckers. We'll catch you next week.